Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com. The Chris Voss Show! And I'm here with my good friend, Mark Canner, an old friend of mine. I'm not calling him old. I'm just saying I've known him for quite a long time. How you doing, Mark?
Very good. How are you?
Good man. Good man. So he decided to come on the podcast with me today. We've been taking some time off the podcast because we're dealing with a dog with cancer. So that's always been fun.
And is it going to be video too or just audio?
It's video, so they can see your ugly mug.
So one wouldn't necessarily call it a podcast.
Video cast, I guess, whatever. It's,
okay.
I don't know.
It's the Chris Voss Show.
It's the Chris Voss Show. We do whatever the fuck we want around here.
There you go. Except it can't go interactive. I can't, click on the screen.
There's no touching. There's no touching. My parole agent has made that very clear. No touching anymore.
2D. It's not in 3D. You don't need any goggles.
Not yet. Did you watch Mark Zuckerberg's thing today?
I tried to watch the Seinfeld part. The Zuckerberg stuff was totally goofy. I have no reason to watch him, but Seinfeld totally fucked with his head. It was awesome.
So Seinfeld came on during that broadcast?
At the end. And he started asking him things like doing nothing questions, like, well, what do you do when you wake up in the morning time? And then Zuckerberg said, well, I wasn't prepared to answer these questions.
But I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's like, it's not like you know this information.
Yeah. So that was the best part about it.
Oh, I need to go back and watch that video then if Seinfeld came and messed with him.
At the end. Don't watch all the other shit. It was a waste of time.
I like Mark Zuckerberg, but he's like talking to a 20-year-old kid all the time, or Gary Vaynerchuk. It's like, how many 8 balls did you do before this show? You know, he's like, and the great thing about this PR business, and you're like, oh shit, man, you just make me want to shove bamboo sticks up my nose. I mean, he's a great guy.
I hope you don't mind me interrupting you. How is your dog?
Dog's good. We got our cancer diet the past 2 or 3 days. Really weird. She ate sardines the first night, and I was like, okay, the sardines are good. But then she wouldn't eat them the second night. And I was a little worried because, not eating is bad. And then I got her some ground beef last night. She scarfed it down this morning, scarfed it down. She just scarfed down half a liver. Oh, that stuff is nasty. Oh.
Somebody's walking behind you.
That's my dog. Come here, bird. So, man, have you ever cooked liver? Tried to eat it?
Yes, I used to be a chef. And one of the things we did was a nice beef liver with shallots and butter.
Give me the pink trigger.
So yeah, I'm hip to liver. I'm also Jewish, so I do the chopped liver with the schmaltz and the mix.
Oh.
And for all you viewers out there, go to Sammy's Romanian Steakhouse at Delancey in Essex, and that's where they got the good chopped liver. They make it at your table.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. They must season it really well. It seems like a really tough-ass meat. And
needless to say, cooking it is an art form, right? It's really easy to overcook it. And, you just got to get it just right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of all the stuff I put through my liver. I'm not sure I want to be eating anybody else's liver that's God knows what's gone through there.
Yeah.
I was reading about it today, and it's like, well, the toxins that it cleans out of the body doesn't stick with it. Actually, toxins stick in other meats, but I don't know. To me, it's just too close to the poop chute. But I don't.
We are talking about cow liver, right?
Yeah, we got beef liver.
Okay, yeah. Because there's chicken liver, and then some say that the secret, the really good chopped liver, is when you mix the chicken liver with the beef liver.
Oh yeah,
you get the hybrid.
It smells fucking awful in my house. I nuked it because I'm just cooking it for the dogs, like the dogs.
You're paying your dues, man. You're suffering the martyr thing for your dog, and so as you smell it and you get repulsed, you think, this is what I have to do for my dog.
This is what I'm doing for my dog. So, yeah. So let's talk about Orlando. I do want to say something, not necessarily about the Orlando thing, But right now, I'm really looking forward to what's going on. This is why I've been doing more political stuff, because I just like this stuff. And for me, it's about the spectacle of it and the fun of it and the comedy of it. But Obama now has finally, now that Hillary's kind of won the nomination, Obama can come out and start slinging shit on her behalf. And so he came out today and started slinging shit at Trump and yada, yada, yada. And so I was in the car seeing his video, and I'm just like, yes, this is going to be a fist fight.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's going to escalate more and more. And the fact that Trump has banned these Washington Post reporters, I think a lot of other reporters are going to take that also, and they're going to challenge him. And so ideally, he banned everybody, so then no one would cover him. Wouldn't that be perfect? Certainly Fox News, MSNBC, they just need to get up and walk out. Stop reporting his lies. And then what does he have? He has nothing. Because if he doesn't have the media, he has nothing.
Well, I got to be honest. The only reason I've kind of switched my agenda from the tech show over to this is I just find it more entertaining, more compelling, and more comedy rich. I mean, seriously, I've talked for a while now. If Donald Trump becomes president, I'm quitting my job. I'm going to go on
the election's already over.
Yeah, I mean,
no election here. This isn't a free democracy. The Republicans had to field a candidate. All the moderate Republicans, none of them had balls because they would lose. And so who doesn't care? Well, what's going to happen is that Trump is going to identify his 10% constituency. He's going to offer a paid internet channel like Glenn Beck, and he's going to make money coming out the backside of this with subscribers paying to hear his vile hatred 24/7, 365, and then he makes money. And so this entire thing is promoting his new show, which launches the day after the election. When this is what's up. Hillary's already won. I mean, there's no election.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he turns the White House Daily into a reality show? Wouldn't that be funny? I mean, it'd be very
unless it's not obvious. There is no election. The election is absurd. They're kicking people out of the voting thing. The whole Bernie thing was also symbolic. We're a three-party system. We have Democrats, Republicans, and the center. And whoever gets the center wins. And so that's who Hillary is. Look. Now, I have my own theory about Hillary, by the way. The reason why she couldn't be elected earlier is that they would never allow a woman who is still having her period. Because then once a month, they'd freak out about her finger on the trigger, right? So now that she's post-menstrual, now they can trust her every month because she doesn't have her period anymore. And that's the level of sexism that these guys are coming from. We saw unprecedented levels of racism come out with Obama. Wait till Hillary gets elected. It's just going to be insane.
So you're saying that collectively, a lot of the men that opposed Hillary did it because she was menstrual.
Right. They had to wait till after. So they said, well, okay, we'll have a black president first, then we'll have Hillary. And unless it's not obvious, Obama was bought and paid for too. I mean,
I would just like all the women in the audience to know, mail the hate letters to Mark and not me.
I'm very pro Hillary. She's going to totally get elected. I'm just being pragmatic. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, I know what it's like when you say to a woman, "Are you in your period?"
Well, I deal with three now. I've got 2 daughters and a wife, and basically my whole month is occupied with some other drama going on all the time, and that's just physiologically what's up. And then the next day everything's fine.
I had when I was in my teens going into high school, my girlfriend was there were 6 kids, and the last kid was a boy, and all the other kids were daughters. And the poor boy turned 12 years old, and he couldn't figure out why he didn't get a training bra. How fucked up is that? Yeah. and she's like, yeah, once a week in this house, we have a pallet delivered of stuff, and and it's hell week.
Well, I had 3 kids in diapers at one point, so I was going to Costco. I was buying 8 or 9 cases of diapers at a time.
Yeah. Well, a few more years, we'll be buying diapers again. That time will come around. Oh, man. I'll never forget the time my dad.
So Orlando to you means what?
What?
Orlando to you means what? Yet another.
Yeah, it's another day of slaughters. These things go on almost daily across the country. It's a sad state. I'm really curious to see what they find. I'm really curious to see if they find that it's a. I don't really think he was ISIS, from what I understand. I think he was just deranged and crazy.
No. Oh yeah, no. They have evidence that first of all, he was going to that club.
Yeah, like for 3 weeks, they said, or 3 months.
Yeah, he's a closet gay. He hated himself, and the wife, she should go to prison because she knew he was about to do this. She had full knowledge. Okay, the father is just as guilty. But look, dude, if there were a bunch of little blonde girls, there'd be a big crisis. The fact that there are a bunch of gay guys, no one cares, right? And the whole system, to me, further shows how much these senators are bought and paid for. Oh, did you hear what happened after they called for a minute of silence on the Congress?
No.
So they did a minute of silence, and then right at the end, the Democrats started chanting, "Where's the bill? Where's the bill?" In other words, why isn't Congress doing something to pass a bill to change these laws, right? And so the ideally, and you're right, maybe now that the Hillary thing is in the bag, all these motherfuckers will get more proactive and put this right in their face. They should be running ads with faces of all these guys who voted against abortion, who voted, for war. There's so many outright outrageous lies. Every lie that Trump tells should be in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, USA Today. Just put it in their face. That is how to deal with it. Truth.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be quite the boxing thing. I agree with who's the guy who does Family Guy, the person who creates
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, he echoed the same thing I did. Really, what's the point of giving a shit anymore? Nothing gets done, so no one really cares anymore. We're all just tuned out to it.
Yeah.
It is
every day soldiers are dying in Afghanistan. There's methane gas coming out of the ground in LA. There's radioactive stuff coming out of Fukushima. The world is coming, the ice is melting. All this stuff is happening simultaneously. The moment you make news, the fourth estate, the moment you make that entertainment, then they're just going to go for the ratings, and it's like a reality show.
And that's what it's become with the news and stuff.
Yeah, so they're not going to talk about something horrible like war, or who are the people who are making money from the war. The guy was the vice president of the United States. They made like $35 billion off the war. You wonder why they had a war?
Yeah, totally. The overall message is the world's going to go to hell, and just to sit in your home and put cement walls up. And I don't know what the answer is. I had a big argument with all the gun people on Facebook, and that always is the same argument every time. I was thinking today, what if we just did get more proactive? Like, do we need to start being more paranoid in Big Brother, where I need to look at Mark and go, does Mark look like he's losing it today? Does he look like he could go on the spree? I don't know. Or he just hasn't had his coffee. Do we have to get that fucking paranoid with each other? Like, remember when the Homeland Security had like big signs in Walmart, like, watch your people around you and your neighbors, and watch.
That's what they want. They want to breed insecurity and paranoia. That helps them. Always follow the money. Follow who makes money off of something and who benefits from it. Right? That's the way I was taught.
But do we have to come to that? There's a lot of people that say, okay, so blame the person, not the gun. Yeah. So these people are mentally ill. Now there's a lot. I don't know what the statistics are, but I would guess there's a lot of mentally ill, mentally I've been working with anal gland cancer with my dog too much. There's a lot of mentally ill people in the world, and they don't pick up a gun and shoot 50 people. Yeah. The one thing I don't like the past few times that someone's bought a gun and done a thing, we found out that the FBI had talked to and profiled the Boston bombers, the other guys.
So they're working out, right? So everything they said they're going to do, they're doing. They know who these people are. Yeah. There was a law about people who had been profiled by the FBI not being able to buy guns, right? There was a specific bill, and they didn't pass it. So that guy who had been profiled, right? He would not have been able to buy a gun, except that the Republicans refused to pass that bill. So the solutions are there, and they're still preventing it. And so again, now what's supposed to happen is that you're supposed to then go back to those local people and say, look, your elected official enabled this to happen. And then the theory is that person's supposed to lose his job. You know, and that's how democracy works. So
supposed to work. Yeah. I just think that's, I'm 48 years old. I've never been to an FBI office. I've never been interviewed by the FBI. Never given a reason to be interviewed, I guess, which is probably a good thing. I think most of us are in that category. Yeah. So if the FBI has ever said, hey, we need you to come down to the office or want to have a conversation with you, I do believe you should go on a special fucking list. Because there's not a reason you're down at the FBI's office, unless something's going on that's kind of weird, And
it goes back to Australia. They had a buyback. They bought back 650,000 arms. And, crime goes down. Murder and suicides go down. Surprise, surprise. It does keep going back to the NRA. The fact that these guns are out there and it takes 7 minutes to buy it. Up until last week, you could buy it at Walmart. So what are we talking about here? I mean, it's about the fact that these guns, which are their only purpose in life, is to kill people.
In mass.
And in this country, we accept that, but we won't let somebody show a nipple.
Yeah.
Right? You can't smoke a joint, but we can kill somebody.
Well, you can only smoke a joint in some states. But you can kill 50 people if you want. Yeah. I do think it's sad. The other thing that I thought was, this is the other thing I love about news and talking about is the hypocrisy of different things. Anderson Cooper from CNN got on an interview face-to-face with the Attorney General, I believe it is, for Florida.
Right.
And,
paid for,
yeah, and she's going on about how we're going to protect the LBGT community. I think I said that right. Yeah. And we're going to do what's right, blah, blah, blah. And then Anderson Cooper goes, boom. And he says, but hold on. You're the person who's been fighting against gay marriage in this state. So on one hand, you're
how can we prosecute Trump you? It's a scam. They're ripping off students. I mean, it's illegal. And how come all these four-lip politicians are these cute young women? Don't forget the Chad controversy, right? Yeah. They stole the election from Gore.
It's Florida, man. Anytime you hear of anything weird going, it's either Florida, and if it's not weird enough, it's probably Utah. That's my.
You know what could be worse though? You could be living in Vegas, where gambling is embraced as a good thing, right? I mean, to me, it's another sickness right up there with alcoholism, sexism. I mean, all these things are addictions, right? And here's this state and this city designed to take advantage of that, to thwart and exploit people, ruin their lives.
Well, the only thing is, and I kind of used to have that sort of attitude, but there's a lot of people that come here, they play, they have fun, they go home. Now, Vegas used to be about 30% addiction sort of people, whether it was drug, alcohol, gambling, or usually just whatever was going on that week. It was all three of them. But yeah, I think it's toned down a whole lot more. Although I don't know.
The building boom brought in whole new kinds of people, right?
I don't know, because I don't get. I used to meet the public more than I used to back in the late 2000s, and I don't get involved with the people as much. But I have met some people from Facebook, and they don't have the problems that I used to get here. Back in the 2000s, I used to work with my friends to help rent out their properties. And I was a realtor back then and owned a mortgage company. And so I had to deal with the public. I had to try and get them into homes. And, then you'd find out all sorts of weird shit. They'd be cooking heroin at the house.
Yeah.
So, and it was a very crashing, ugly time. But, yeah, there's a part of this city that's very deep into an addiction thing.
Have you noticed the efforts of Tony Hsieh? Has that helped at all?
Tony Hsieh has made a huge difference with the Fremont Experience East, I think you call it. He's taken. It used to be that I don't know how long it's been since you've been to Vegas, but it used to be that Fremont Street on where it meets Vegas Boulevard, you really didn't go east beyond that because you were just asking for trouble and it was dark and you're just like wearing a neon sign going, mug me, rape me, please kill me. The further east you went, the higher the odds were. It was like every sign would just be like, your odds just went up 10%. Enjoy. So he, a lot of that area went completely broke and destitute with the recession. And so he swooped in with his money and bought a lot of it up, destroyed a lot of it. And then he helped fund some artisan sort of, I think that's the right word, artisan sort of food places. And so now we have these little pop-ups, these artisan places. He put in that downtown thing. Unfortunately, I think he tried to be too generous and too Jesus Christ, and it bit him in the ass. People turned on him, and I know that some of the investors, at least I've heard, I don't know, I should be clear. I've heard that some of the investors started hammering more for money in returns as opposed to having a free clinic. They didn't like the free clinic.
Well, also he went a little easy with halakha. Right?
Yeah, I mean that kind of came after the attack and failure of the downtown project. He was flying fairly well until Recode was doing that great story on him, and they were about to print, and then they got word of these suicides that were taking place. And they started rummaging around and found that there were some suicides that took place. I don't know how you attribute,
At the company?
No, within the Downtown Project Alliance, he created this kind of startup thing.
Right.
And some of the people had committed suicide and
suicide everywhere. By the way, I believe that there are vets returning from Afghanistan committing suicide everywhere.
And so Recode kind of turned that into, oh shit, maybe the Downtown Alliance is running off the rails. At that time, there were a few people that were sniping back at Tony, and I think this is my impression. I've hung out with Tony once. I think it really hurt him. I think it hurt his feelings, and he's always been kind of inclusive anyway. I don't think he's ever been a person who's really out there, outgoing. He's very into himself. And so after that, he kind of withdrew from the downtown project. It kind of broke up the whole thing. And he kind of focused back into the company, the ass, I forget the name of it. And then he came up with that management concept that's, it's kind of interesting. Evidently, he has a deal with Amazon where he gets paid, I think, $36,000 a year for being CEO, and he can do whatever he wants.
Right.
And that's the deal. He gets $36,000. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and they're not going to interfere. But I imagine it with anything. If there's a thing where he can step in, but they would step in if he gets really off the rails. But
that's all about buying the competition, right? So Amazon's strategy is to just go in. They don't need to make a lot of profit from it. Yeah. They just don't want it to be for them not to own it. right? So they're just going to try to buy all the competition, so they own it, you know.
Especially when you can put it right on your shopping website. So, you know, I think Tony's a great guy. I think he's done just a crazy amount of great shit for the East Side. And I really feel bad that everyone bit him in the hand. And that's one of the problems. You get rich, you get generous, and people start, you know, fighting over your money and fuck you and fuck this. But from what I've seen, what he's done, he's rejuvenated that downtown area. And it may be a few years before it becomes really something. There's still investment that's needed down there in buildings, but they're building all these really great restaurants that are I don't know if it's artisan restaurants, but they're the little artsy fartsy sort of restaurants, you know.
Yeah.
Go in and they don't have peanut butter sandwiches. They got like peanut butter with fucking spinach and shit, and it's kind of kitschy. That's the word I'm looking for. These kitschy little restaurants, and the food is extremely excellent. But the problem they're having is people who live in Vegas avoid the Strip, and tourists like the plague. Like we go around it. We don't really like to go over it. Anywhere in Vegas we'll go, but we will not go on the Strip. And tourists, you know, because we go down to the Strip and it's just like fucking Bellagio again. And, you know, then you got tourists wandering around like, oh, my God, look, there's lights and shit. It's Vegas. We're in the thing. And you're like, Jesus fuck, have you ever seen a neon light in your life?
Blew up the Riviera last night.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. I didn't know about that. I don't know. I didn't never like the Riviera. I might have gone down just to see it for shits and giggles. I don't want to be around the dust, though. That's
when I was my memories are way back when being on the Strip and wanting to get off the Strip. There would be because there would be nothing Asian, for instance. So we'd find this one Thai restaurant like down in a little shopping mall or something, or we'd go to downtown to see the Golden Nugget.
Yeah,
right? That was the one thing to see, right? And you know, so anyway, to me, the fact that things are changing so much. I mean, when I go to Vegas, I can just stay at the Venetian and never go out. You know, like the conference is there, the Thomas Keller thing is there, the Mario Batali thing is there. That's all I need. You know, and so I'm just going to walk around, go to the conference, go back to the airport, and split. You know?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to make a prediction. One day, there will be a movie that a plane coming in for landing and crashes into the Luxor.
They can't really do that. I mean, it would have to really veer to the right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you've seen all these movies where they land a plane on the Strip. They'll
probably they want.
But it's just aching to have something crash.
That's probably going to be in Con Air 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be in Con Air. No, Vegas.
When the Hoover Dam crashes and all the water comes into town, and you know.
Oh yeah. Well, the water would never come into Vegas. It would wash it downstream and flood all those damn California.
Doesn't mean the Hollywood writer wouldn't write that.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure they would. You know, it'd probably go upstream.
I was once in Palm Springs when it rained, and everything is clay, so the ground doesn't absorb the water. Yeah. So all the flood dikes filled up like 10 feet high of water. It was a trip. It never got to be like dangerous, but you know, you're just not used to rain in the desert. You know,
when I had my mortgage company here in 1999, I think it was the first time we came down. We were just off of I-15 in this area, just south of. I want to say what's the first west station? The Station Casino. The Station Casino, right? With the train station there, kind of sort of thing. You're pissing me off, and you just bit me. So we had an office there, and we had I-15 between us, and we had water coming up into the parking lot, and it was coming up to almost the door. And I'm looking at the Strip, which is like ways away from us. And our employees are going, there's cars floating on the Strip. And the Imperial Palace's parking lot is underwater. and there's cars floating upside down the strip, and the water has come up so high that it is now to where our office is. And I'm sitting there going, holy fuck, that's a lot of goddamn water. So it's pretty crazy. Unfortunately, we don't have that anymore. They changed a lot after that. But yeah, when it rains here, when it's like 120 degrees, it'll rain 115, 120. It will rain, and the asphalt won't even turn wet. It just stays dry. Like it'll get wet and then dry out. Get wet, dry out. And then as soon as the rain's gone, the asphalt's like hard dry again because it just sucks in all that heat.
Awesome. And you want to stay there. You like it.
Oh, I love Vegas. Yeah. 24 hours, everything you want, anything you want. Stores are open. The great thing about Vegas is you have 3 shifts of employees that work the casinos. So you have people that have to live a normal life in 3 different shifts of life. So the stores are open 24 hours a day. A lot of restaurants, you can do just about anything you want here 24 hours a day. And so I love that sort of lifestyle. I mean, I'll be able to go do anything I want. I mean, Jesus Christ, I can buy a bottle of vodka whenever I want. In California at 2 a.m., I can't buy a bottle of vodka. Yeah, this in the state that makes wine.
Yeah. Well, okay, so between 2 and 8 in the morning, right? So then
2 and 6.
Yeah, right. I mean, dude, I'm just happy I can buy reefer.
We have that here. I had to look into that today, actually. We have the dispensaries that are starting to pop up now. We have the thing, not necessarily for me because I don't get along well with marijuana. I do with vodka, but not marijuana.
Yeah.
But people
for years and years. So I think I counted it. It was 47 years I've been smoking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so for years and years, I would never get the medical. I didn't want my name on a card, It's on a list, So then I went away and we came back and I went to one of these hemp cons, which is a trade show for marijuana. And, there's 40,000 people and they're lined up to get cards. So it couldn't be too hard to get a card, And I had actually brought all my prescription drugs, to prove them I'm sick, And so I got my card, and then you go in, and it's like this. Every booth has a booth bunny and playing music, and they have their product there. And the theory is that you're supposed to be attracted to this woman with like the 48 double E's, in the string bikini, and you like heavy metal, and that's why you're going to buy music from us or hard rap or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, I'm going past it down. And finally, at the end of the hallway, is the Santa Cruz dispensary with the hippie girls, like with the flowers in the hair and the sheer shirt. Like, all right, I found my people, So that's why I cop from them.
Mark, you're an old hippie. Dude, no, I was. A lot of people have told me to get for Abby medical marijuana to like some hemp oil or something to fight her cancer.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I don't have a card, and I really don't want to go to federal prison either. So I guess we'll just figure out what we do. And so I don't know. I looked into it. I was talking to a guy last night who finally made me want to look into it a little bit more. He was.
That's good. I've never thought about using it for animals. Yeah, I'm sure there's a whole.
I've had a ton of people write me about Abby's cancer and say, "You should try this." And,
yeah. No, my wife has severe anxiety stuff, dude. And, for 15 years we're married and she never was getting high. And
if I was married to you, I would have high anxiety.
Totally. I'm pushing the envelope, man. It's like riding the roller coaster of the entrepreneurial life, But she knew what she was getting in for. So anyway, the point is that she now uses it and she got her card and, it's like medicine.
Yeah.
And it chills her out. And oh my God, I'm happy, she's happy. So there can't be anything
happy wife, happy life.
And you notice the Republicans passed the law preventing research, right? So for all this time, the AMA and the medical institutions could have been researching and proving that this stuff helps solve cancer. I mean, all these things it does. But they, surprise, surprise, didn't. And that shows the power of the prohibition when the tobacco cartel, the alcohol cartel, ostracizing, so it's legal to die of Oxycontin. It's legal to kill people driving a car and drunk to be alcohol. It's legal to smoke cigarettes, but it's illegal to smoke marijuana. Have you ever heard of a Rasta dying of lung cancer? Right? I mean, it doesn't cause cancer.
Did you see the thing about West Virginia where the oxytoxin, however you say it, the companies were dumping like huge amounts of pills into dispensaries there. It was like basically they were feeding drug dealers there.
Yeah.
And they were these shit small towns, and they were like selling Oxycontin in mass to just a small group of people that were basically
turn them into addicts.
Yeah, they're basically just distributing it too. I'm sure they were like,
legal.
Okay,
that's legal. And they, in fact, I believe there was a major lawsuit against the two founders who invented it. And there was a key thing in their email exchange where it said, you understand this stuff is more powerful than heroin and it can kill people. And the answer was, and we're going to make a lot of money. That's the inventors of the thing. So,
So I've been looking at, I was sitting last night next to a kid at the dog park, and he was doing the vaping shit.
Yeah.
And that's just the dumbest thing to see people vape. They just look so stupid. I'm sorry. They just look like fucking morons. I just see you smoke a cigarette.
My wife calls it cool smoke. Whereas when you smoke a joint, that's hot smoke, right? Because the ember is burning. So the temperature is very high. But with vaping, the smoke isn't a high temperature, so she calls it cool smoke. So that's now somebody like me, I don't really get off on the vapes, right?
Yeah.
But she does. It's perfect for her. Low potency, low tolerance, very mellow thing, and that's fine. Like unfortunately, a lot of the dispensaries, at least around here, you can't smoke in the dispensary.
Yeah.
Right? Like in Amsterdam, when you go to Cop, you get the reefer, and then you go right to a table and you roll the joint and smoke it. It's like there's a one-to-one thing. And that's not how it works in California. I have not been to Colorado or Seattle to see how they do it, though.
Colorado, they're saying that real estate values are going up, demand for homes are going up, their economy's going up because people are just moving there. They're like, fuck it, we want to smoke.
Dude, how would you like it if your son was in jail and turned him into a criminal? You're living in a fascist state, and it's Texas is not going to change, right? I mean, that's who they are.
Yeah. So I was sitting next to a guy at the dog park, and he was telling me about how it helped with schizophrenia. And I looked at him and went, "You have schizophrenia?" Like looking him down, like, I wonder if he's got any weapons on him. I don't trust schizophrenic people. He had he had bipolar and all this shit. And he's like, yeah, it just makes me normal. And I'm like, holy shit, I hate to see what you're like when you're not normal on pot. But so I looked at how much it costs. He said it costs, by the time you do all the buying and all the shit, it's about $500 here in Nevada. You got to go through, and I don't really know how to do it. I mean, the only reason
what, to get the card?
Yeah, you got to go to the thing, the consultation, and then you got.
How much it costs here?
Like he said, a couple $100. He said, or something.
How much do you think it costs here?
I don't know.
$40.
$40. Well,
$40. And if you want the card itself, $20 more.
$20 more for the card itself.
I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people. Now, you know who got the referendum on the ballot for this November, right?
What?
Nobody less than Sean Parker.
Oh, well, there you go.
Sean Parker, and he offered to match dollars. So for every dollar donated, he'd match it.
Wow.
And then, of course, in California, they had competing referendums. There were three different referendums all vying to get on the ballot because it's almost for sure going to get passed this year. I mean, fuck, we're California. I mean,
well, wait till corporations start making it. I was seeing things when I lived in California where they were talking up in San Francisco about these companies that were building like huge grow warehouses.
It's fine because, that's where PewDiePie, I Has Cupquake have a lot more flow than you, right? But you're not mainstream. You're not talking about stupid shit. And so you're never going to get that kind of flow. If RJR or Nabisco or Nestle wants to sell reefer to all these people, that's beautiful. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy it, right? Yeah. I get to, as a consumer, choose what I want to purchase, you know? And there are already independent organic collectives that are making sure that their brand is over here in the corner, like, you know, fine, mainstream's over there, that's beautiful. We're going to be over here in the corner, you know, with our select breed and our select stuff.
I wonder if some of these shooters, if they could have gotten medical marijuana sooner and just cooled their fuck out.
Dude, or the PTSD, the vets.
Yeah.
Just chill them out, man. Let them realize, dude, it's okay. Look, they've trained these people to be killers. Mm-hmm. They come home, and, you know, no, you're not supposed to still be a killer, right? And so you're supposed to just turn it off like a light switch. Yeah. That's what it's like to be a vet. And so, yeah, go smoke a joint and chill out, because the alcohol ain't going to chill you out.
Chills me out.
There you go.
Chills me out, but
also probably
I want to kill people most of the time anyway. So
I'm also betting a beautiful succulent breast chills you out, like a nipple in your mouth, probably totally chills you out.
Yeah, be in the strip club, Spirit Rhino,
or marry him, or I don't know, sugar daddy. Or,
no, we're not. We don't
have them rotate every month.
Dude, I had a great fantasy going. You said the M word; it just ruined it. Oh,
no, you don't have to. It's called seeking arrangement, right? Just go there and, you know, they take care of you. I'm
pretty sure I can get it. I'm pretty sure I can get at this, considering I'm a signal all my life.
Okay.
That's what I had a great fantasy in my head going. Then you said the M word, and I went marriage.
Well, you know, a lot of young women want a mature older man.
For money.
But dude, there's other value you can provide. It's not just about money.
No, but see, my problem is I'm very independent. I'm very what's the word I'm looking for?
Independent.
I'm very independent. And
bachelor-like.
I'm very bachelor-like. I always like doing my adventures, working on my projects, doing my things. I don't experience a lot of, I'm not very codependent. Like the codependent gene just did not make it into Chris Voss. Yeah. I'm never sitting around going, I'm so lonely. I wish someone would hold me. I just never. It just.
So you find the right. That's just a matter of finding. You don't think a lot of women don't have the same thing?
I'm just very vagabond. I'm just very. I'm just interested in doing shit. And
like what? Tell me what you're doing recently.
Photographs. I like working on my photographs, taking photographs, editing them. I've been kind of buried with the dog for the last month, but you know, we're doing anything. Do anything I want to do. Like I don't want to be in a relationship because why don't we sit and watch a movie? Oh fuck, really we have to. You know, I think that's great for other people, but like I said, Chris Voss, no codependency genes. So so I know that I am how I am. I like doing my thing. And,
well, I can't lie that when my wife leaves for an offsite, that's like a vacation for me.
Like party. You're like you know, you're like Tom Cruise. You're like running through the house in your underwear and your socks, playing Bob Seger music.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I have these two daughters, and so they've learned from me. So they're running around in their underwear. You know, so it can be problematic.
That got weird. Anyways, so yeah, and plus you probably shouldn't be walking around in your underwear in the house too either. That's just a horrible thought.
Well, it is my house, so
yeah. I just had this whole Tom Cruise
walk around in.
I just had this Tom Cruise look of thought of you just sliding on your socks down the thing. Let's make some whole rock and roll. And I'm just like you, tidy whities, and I think I might have to throw up. So, hey, did you go to Robert Scoble's second party? I didn't go, so I didn't.
I did go.
Did you take the whole van like you did the first year?
No. Yeah, it was completely different kind of setting. Now, that van was when I was launching interface, right?
Yeah.
So there was actually paid for by my company, and we got a lot of attention. And we were just doing our pivot at the time, so I was getting a lot of feedback. And you remember, it was like this guy named Damian Hustle came along.
DJ Hustle. Man.
So he stayed in my Winnebago like for 6 hours.
Yeah, I couldn't see from one side to the other when they were done.
And
I was like, there's a window over there.
Hold on, let me just say, hey, honey, I'm doing a podcast. Can I call you right back? Right back. All right, she says hi.
Oh, tell her hi for me. I don't think I've ever met Mrs. Cantor.
Yes, she's starting to get out. So she moved back here in August. And so, for instance, on Thursday night, we're going to do a Bloomsday party celebrating James Joyce, right?
All right.
And then on Friday, my friend Fred Davis, we're having little drinks with him.
I love Fred. Fred's a great guy.
Hopefully he's not listening to this podcast because it's a surprise party for him.
Shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, tell him hi for me.
Get out. She's my secret weapon. Like, she walks in the room, everybody loves her, you know.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, this is the better half, right? That's what I need to have. I need to have a better half.
No, you just said that you don't.
Well, I don't need to marry her.
That's what I'm saying. You need to find the right person that also is against the codependent thing, but still wants to have a better half. You know, it's like you just have to find the right person.
Like you just get together once a week and fuck, and then you leave. That's pretty much it.
So what happens, just to give you, it's 3 out of 4 weeks.
3 out of 4 weeks you get together?
Yeah, because then once a month is,
Oh, I see where you're going then. Okay, yeah.
Dude, I lived this shit 15 years, dude, and I got more, right? So it's like,
if I were you and I had a daughter, I had 2 daughters and a wife, I would like have like a little guest hut in the back that I just go live in for a week. That's what I had, like a guest house.
Man cave, right?
I'd have a man cave.
There's a little patio out there. In fact, I posted something today of the perfect balcony, right? So I evaluate every apartment based upon its outdoor space. Yeah. So there was this post of this thing that was a window, and it unfolded. It went like this, and then it unfolded into a balcony in a high-rise. It was awesome. You can see it on my timeline. Anyway, so that I kind of dug that. So, my man cave is outside, and you know why, right?
Well, yeah, because you're trying to get away from that week.
No, dude. No.
Oh.
I'm inside dread in a Babylon.
I lost your audio.
I gotta have somewhere to smoke, and I can't smoke inside.
Oh, you're not allowed to smoke in the house.
No, you gotta sit and smoke out in the balcony.
Oh. So there you go. No, I would have a guest house out back, and I just go out there for the week.
Except you know how much a house with a guest house costs in California, right?
Yeah, well, whatever. I'd sleep in a fucking tent just to get the fuck away. And then I have like a little radar sonar system where if they came out, I'd like just land on the floor. Just pretend like I wasn't there.
We had to downsize to come back to California. I mean, like I left for 6 years. And for us to come back, we had to shrink down into a small little apartment, or else we couldn't afford anything.
That's why I moved back to Vegas, just so I could have a giant home again.
Yeah. But in my business, dude, you got to be off of 101 or 280 or somewhere where you can drive and go suck up to Robert Scoble and be nice to, Kara Swisher and, hustle the VCs and all that shit. Go to the TechCrunch party, and hang around. Nowadays, we talk about Silicon Valley. That's like the hottest thing to talk about.
Yeah.
That TV show. Do you watch it at all?
No, I don't watch it.
Awesome. Totally awesome.
Yeah, are they getting good at parroting?
Last week, they had Mark Pincus on.
Oh, they're starting to have local stars show up.
Man. They had... Dick Costello. I mean, oh my God.
Let's hope they don't.
And when the hero guys got totally screwed by the venture capitalists, they totally ripped them off. And so then there's this like VC writing an article for MSNBC about, this is totally legal and venture capitalists do this all the time. It's like, I noticed that this writer had no empathy for this founder who had been straight out ripped off by the VCs. And this venture capitalist is right about, this is the model that we do, and this entrepreneur agreed to these terms, and you're like, fuck you. It's it's not fair. It's unconscionable.
What do you think about the Peter Thiel thing?
Well, okay, so Ayn Rand created this disciple-like, call it libertarian, whatever you want to call it, right? And this dude is supporting Trump, right? Now, to me, that's everything. In the future, we will define everybody by did you vote for Trump or not? Really? Because anybody votes for Trump, they are so far off my list. Now,
what do you think about so you'd unfriend me if I voted for Trump? Is that what you're saying?
No, I would not, dude. You're fucking going to hell. Okay? Now, if he would denounce Trump,
that's a fact.
Then we could have a decent discussion on whether Gawker deserved to be put out of business, whether it's legitimate or not. I've been attacked on Valleyway. So
so go see this.
In general, I mean, I don't see how putting a video up is worth $140 million. I mean, that I don't get. Because Hulk Hogan, and by the way, what the rumor was is that there was on that video was him racially slurring people, calling them niggers, So that's really what they were trying to hide and take down. Not the fact that he was fucking somebody.
Well, I mean,
the whole thing is just completely, but you add in the Trump thing, and now it just gets way blown out of proportion.
So I'm kind of guessing. I just searched Mark Cantor on Valleywag, and there's no results found.
Well, there was the three crazy uncles. So Owen Thomas put me, Dave Weiner, and Steve Gilmore together.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dave Weiner.
Crazy. He called us the three crazy uncles. So that's about as bad as it got.
That's not too bad. I mean, they used to take poor Scoble to task.
In fact, you know what? I'm gonna wear that proud. I'm gonna say, damn straight, I seem to be crazy because you motherfuckers make me crazy. See, that's how that works.
I got to get Michael Arrington to come on the podcast.
He really hates me. But that's fine.
Oh, he hates you?
Oh, yeah. There's no way in hell he's here. No, dude. First of all, there's a story. Every day there's a story. Okay, there's lots of stories.
But I'm looking for the Arrington Cantor story.
Well, we were out shopping the product to get funding.
Which product? What product?
Cola, this messaging app.
Cola, yeah.
And I came up to him at the TechCrunch picnic, and he acted really weird to me, and he wouldn't talk to me. And then later on, when my partner went to go to their company to pitch them, the Crunch Fund, he went off on a half an hour tirade about me.
Oh, really?
And he didn't say this to my face, but he said it to my partner.
Uh-huh.
And he apparently despises me. And, I'll spare the details, but it was ugly. Wow. And he said, you know what? This is a good product. And I would invest in this product if it wasn't for Mark Cantor. I mean, you're like, wow.
You and Scoble and Steve Gilmore, and you guys have some wild history that goes way back.
Yeah.
I like all of you. I don't know what you guys all did to each other in the past. But.
We used to go to his house, and that's where Robert Scoble took all his clothes, that time.
Yeah, the barbecues that Arrington would use.
Rob Box was there, and Box was there. And it was weird because these two guys, he was incubating them. And I said, wait a minute, aren't you basically doing exactly the same thing? And Arrington was hedging his bets. He was investing in both of them.
Smart. Yeah. That's what I do.
Whatever. Look, the fact is that I'm not in this business to make money. I've been lucky enough in my life to have changed people's lives, and that's my Orson Welles complex, right? I'm set out to do that again. Uh-huh. And along the way, if you can make some money along the way, that's great. But it's about changing people's lives that matter.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, Mark, we've almost to an hour, so it's been entertaining to have you.
Awesome.
So
just make sure all your viewers check out Viv.
Viv. Now, is that VIVE, right?
No, that's the Vive. That's a goggle from HTC.
Okay, well, give us the .com or something.
Yeah, Viv is viv.ai. It's not available yet. It's Siri 2.0.
So there's no website yet? Or
yeah, you can go to viv.ai.
Viv.ai.
They're not going to ship to the end of the year.
Uh-huh.
If you go search, you'll see a video demo of them. Everyone's starting to write about them. John Battelle just wrote about them. Tim Baharin just wrote about them. You're going to be hearing more and more because they're second generation and everything else is first generation. And as you know well in our industry, it's always about the latest, greatest thing. You're not interested in what's happening today. You want to know about what's happening tomorrow. Yep. Thus, you have people like Robert Scholz.
Yep. Exactly, our good friend Robert. All right, man. Well, we'll wrap the show, and hope to have you on again. Thank you, Mark.
Can I sing a song? Can I sing a song for you?
Sure. Yeah. Do I need
what kind of song would you like to hear?
I don't. Whatever you wanna. Whatever you wanna hear.
German Lied.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So hab ich doch die ganze Woche mein feines Mädchen nicht gesehen. Ich sah es an meinem Sonntag auf der Tore stehen, das tausendschöne Jungfräulein, das tausendschöne Herzelein. Wollte Gott, ich saß heute bei dir. Wollte Gott, ich sah heute bei dir.
That'll help get me a German audience. All right, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. All right, buddy. Take care. Thank you very much.